Hello, everyone. This is Whitney, the co-founder of Temple of the Enchantress. I hope everyone is doing as well as can be expected out there and hanging in as we live through these uncertain and difficult times together. Because we are in such a unique moment in time, we are not doing our typical monthly offerings. This month, we're not doing the new moon intention setting or the Q&A, video Q&A. We wanted to instead offer our community some practices that are a little more relevant to the challenges that we're all living in right now. So if you haven't checked it out yet, the guided audio is a grounding and centering practice. It's very simple, it's very quick. I've been doing this practice every day for about 25 years, and it's a really great thing to do when you're stressed, because the more we can ground and center, the more we can respond gracefully to uncertainty and to difficulty. So definitely check that out. In this video, I'm going to guide you through a different Taoist practice called the 6 healing sounds. And this is a practice that's used for emotional release and emotional balancing. And I think we all need a little bit more of that right now. So I really hope you benefit from it. It's not one of those practices you have to wait and see the results of. You should feel better immediately afterwards. So let me just walk you through it very briefly. In this practice, we're working with the internal organs. And in the Taoist practices, the internal organs are associated with everything from a season, an element, a time of day, a color. They also have positive virtues that they're associated with, and there are negative emotions that are believed to be stored in those organs. So the first part of this practice is the releasing of the negative emotions. And when we're doing that part, we're focused on the exhale. And this is where the sound comes in, of the 6 healing sounds. Each organ has its own sound, and we make that on the exhale to release the emotions. And there's also an accompanying physical movement that goes with each organ. After the release, we focus on the inhale, bringing in the positive virtues associated with that organ. And then at the end, to lock it in, we'll do one big inhale and we wrap the organ in silk. That's just a way of holding the chi in. And then on the exhale, we do the Taoist inner smile. The inner smile is a wonderful practice where we take this energy of smiling. When we physically smile, it creates pleasure chemicals in our brain. So we're taking that energy, that smiling energy, and we're drawing it down into the organs. And that completes the practice. So we hope you find it beneficial. Please stay in touch with us. We are going to be doing this practice again on a Facebook Live, where we'll also have some other great coping mechanisms for anxiety, get you moving a little bit. So stay healthy, stay sane, and enjoy this practice. Let's begin. So closing your eyes, starting to take a few deep breaths into the belly. Just switching your awareness from externally focused to internally focused. And let your awareness travel up into the center of your head. And you can picture a beautiful bright ball of light. It represents our awareness. And you're going to watch with your inner eye that ball move down into the lungs, which is our first organ that we'll work with. So the lungs are associated with the element of metal, with the color white, and with the virtues of courage and self-confidence. The negative emotions that get stored in the lungs are grief and despair. And so as we release the grief and despair, the sound that we'll make is like a snake sound. And the movement is interlacing the fingers and just bringing the arms up overhead. Okay, so that'll be on the exhale. So let's start bringing your attention back to your lungs and take a nice long inhale, filling up the lungs. And then exhaling a dark gray smoke of grief and despair. And breathe it in again. Exhale a dark gray smoke of grief and despair. And last one, big breath. And release. And now we will inhale a white mist of courage and self-confidence. Inhale. And on the exhale, pack that white mist, filling the lungs. Inhale again, courage and self-confidence. And see that energy pack, filling up the entirety of the lungs. Last time, big inhale, white mist. And packing that energy of courage and self-confidence into the cells of the lungs. And then lastly, we'll take an inhale. You're going to squeeze the muscles of the yoni, pull up on the muscles of the yoni, and wrap the lungs in a white silk. Breathe in. Wrapping the lungs, tightening. Hold at the top, packing in the chi. And bringing that inner smile to the face, and exhale, smile, the smile down into the lungs. Thanking your lungs for everything that they do for us. And now we will take that ball of attention down into the back body to the kidneys, which are located just below the ribs, and kind of like two little balls. The kidneys are associated with the element of water and with the color blue, and their virtues are peace and calmness. And the energy that gets stuck in the kidneys sometimes is fear. So this is a particularly powerful one to be doing right now. A lot of people are definitely feeling excess fear. So when we release fear from the kidneys, the sound that we make is shoo. And the movement, I'm going to show you to the side. You're going to bring your knees up and round the back and release shoo, the fear that way. So I will stay to the side as we begin by breathing into the kidneys. And on the exhale, releasing a black smoke of fear. And again, breathe into the kidneys. And black smoke of fear. Let's really make this one count. Giant breath in. And let all that fear go. And now we will breathe in a blue mist into the kidneys of peace and calmness. So breathe in. And exhale, picturing that blue mist packing into the kidneys. Again, breathe in. And packing it in. peace and calmness. One more time, breathe in peace and calmness right into the kidneys. Breathe out, pack it in. And now we'll pull up on the yoni muscles while wrapping the kidneys in blue silk. Breathe in. Holding at the top, and exhale, smiling that inner smile energy down into the kidneys, thanking the kidneys for everything that they do for us. And then we will take our little ball of awareness and bring it to the left side of the body. Just under the ribs is the liver. So the liver is associated with the color green, with the element of wood, and its positive qualities are kindness and generosity. And the energy that tends to get stuck in the liver is the energy of anger and greed. So that's what we'll be releasing first. And the sound that we make to release in the liver is shh, like you did at the library, shh. And we'll do the similar movement to the lungs, but we're gonna go to the left of the body. Okay, so breathe in roughly where your liver is, breathe into the liver. And exhale a dark brown smoke of anger and greed. Shh. And again, breathe in. Exhaling anger and greed in a dark brown smoke. Shh. And once more. And now we will breathe in to the liver the qualities of kindness and generosity. So we're going to breathe in a green mist of kindness and generosity into the liver. And see that mist filling up the liver on the exhale. Again, green mist, kindness and generosity. Exhaling, packing it in. Last time, big inhale. And exhale, pack the chi into the liver. And then we'll finish by inhaling, pulling the yoni muscles up, wrapping the liver in a bright green silk. And then on the exhale, using the inner smile to smile down into our liver, thanking our liver for everything that it does for us and our health. And now we're going to take that little ball of awareness and we're going to travel up to our physical heart. The heart is, not entirely surprisingly, associated with the color red. It is associated with the element of fire, and it is associated with the virtues of love, joy, and compassion. And the energy that can get stuck in the heart is the energy of impatience, cruelty, and hatred. So the sound we make when releasing those emotions from the heart is the sound ah, and we will go in the opposite direction that we went in with the liver, which is the same motion and to the right. So let's begin with a big breath into the heart. And exhaling a rusty red smoke of impatience, hatred, and what's the other one? Cruelty. And breathing in again. And exhaling the rusty red smoke. Releasing impatience, cruelty, and hatred. And the last time, breathe in. And release. And now we will bring in a bright red mist of love, joy, and compassion. Breathe in. And exhale, packing the heart with those qualities. Once more, breathe in. And pack the heart with love, joy, and compassion. Last time, breathe in. And pack it in. And then to finish, we will pull up on the yoni muscles and breathe in as we wrap the heart in a bright red silk. And exhaling the inner smile energy down into our hearts, thanking our hearts for all it does for us. And then we'll take that little ball of awareness and we'll move it down to the left side of the body, where we're going to work with the spleen. The spleen is a relatively small organ that's on the left side of the body, under your bottom rib, kind of in the middle of your body. This doesn't have to be exact. So the spleen is associated with the color yellow and the element of earth. And the spleen has the wonderful qualities of acceptance and openness. And the energies that can get stuck in the spleen are the energies of worry and anxiety. So this is also should be a pretty powerful one for you guys out there. So let's begin. The sound that we make with the spleen is kind of a big tongue out. And the movement is just to put your fingers on the spleen and not too hard, but with some energy, kind of push up under the rib, like that. Okay? So, breathing into the spleen and breathing out a dirty yellow energy of worry and anxiety. And breathe in again. And let all the worry and anxiety just go. I know it's a funny sound, but it works. So breathe in last time. And letting your worry and anxiety just go. All right. And now we're going to breathe in a golden yellow mist of acceptance and openness. Breathe it in. And on the exhale, pack the spleen with that beautiful yellow mist. Again, breathe it in. And pack it in openness and acceptance. Last time. And pack in that chi. And then to finish, pulling up on the yoni muscles, wrapping the spleen in a beautiful yellow silk. And exhaling, smiling down into the spleen, appreciating the spleen for everything it does for us. And then our last organ is the womb, so using that yellow or that bright ball of attention and bringing it down into our sexual organs, I think everyone watching this is probably a woman, so I'm going to say a womb. So, but same thing applies for men. The womb is associated with the energy of creativity, passion, and power. And it is associated with the kidney, so it's also associated with the element of water. And we do the same movement and the same sound as the kidneys, which is the this movement, and the sound is shh. In this case, instead of fear, the emotions that tend to get trapped in the womb are guilt and shame. So that's what we'll release. So let's begin, taking a nice, big breath into your whole womb space and releasing guilt and shame. And breathing in again. And this is a black smoke like the kidneys of guilt and shame. Last time. Okay. And now we will cultivate the qualities of passion, power, and creativity. And we'll do that through breathing in a purple mist. So breathing in a bright purple mist. Drawing it all the way down to the womb, filling it with creativity, passion, and power, and packing that in on the exhale. Again, breathe in. And exhale. Pack it in. Inhale, purple mist of passion, power, and creativity. Packing it in on the exhale. And finally pulling up on the yoni muscles as we inhale, wrapping the womb in a beautiful purple silk. Holding at the top to really pack the chi, and on the exhale, smiling our inner smile down to our womb, thanking her for everything that she's done for us. And then finally, to close out this practice, we will do the last healing sound of the triple warmer. So the Chinese treat the triple warmer as an organ, although it is not a physical organ. The closest thing that we could compare it to in Western medicine is the nervous system. And so what this does is calm the nervous system, and that helps us accept the changes that we just made so that they'll last a little bit longer. So the motion is I'll bring my hands up over my head with the palms down, and so you're you don't have to push very hard, but you're just letting the hands travel down, and the sound that we make is like saying he, but breathy. So it's okay, so we'll do that 3 times. So breathe in. And again, breathe in. And the final time. Big breath, make it count. And that completes this practice. So I'm really hoping that you feel better already, that you can feel like you released maybe some worry, some anxiety, perhaps even some grief. This tends to be a pretty relaxing practice. So it's often good to do at night to kind of get your body ready for sleep. But again, in these very destabilizing times that we're living in, this is a great practice to do anytime you feel like you need it. For women, it's also good to do before your cycle, when we tend to get a little crankier and our emotions are just heightened. And so this is a great emotional balancing practice to do to help your cycles be a little smoother emotionally. So last thing, thank you for watching. If you're not subscribed to our newsletter, please do. We only send out email monthly, and there's always a guided audio, guided meditation for the new moon. So we do an intention setting practice. We have a short video that delves deeper into a Taoist practice like this, or we talk a little bit more about cannabis for women and women's sexual health. So that tends to vary from month to month. If we have any upcoming events, and surprise, we don't. But when life gets back to normal, you'll be informed of those. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Everything goes up on YouTube, and it goes up on YouTube a little bit first. So if you're into YouTube, you'll get notified when the videos are up. If you have any questions or comments, if you're watching on YouTube, you can write a comment below. If you are a newsletter subscriber, you can reply to the newsletter, and we would be more than happy to answer it. Thank you for your support, and really just wishing everybody well in these times, hoping that as individuals, and particularly as a culture, that we come out better for having lived through this, more attuned to our need for community, more cognizant of caring for each other, building a good social safety net, so that we can take care of each other's health and meet our basic needs. Again, thank you for watching, and have a great day.